Hey there, people of the internet, friends and family, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, D-Rex, and we are reacting to a death battle! Venom versus Crona. I hope I pronounced that right. Marvel versus Soul Eater. So if you have not seen the original video, link is down below. Go check it out there, support the official release, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. Venom versus Crona. Okay, so as always, I only know more about Venom than I do about Crona. Just from what I understand, though, from the preliminaries, though, Crona's has it rough. I mean, and Mother used her own kid as a science experiment for basically the physical embodiment of death and childhood goals. Am I right? But anyway, again, so I'm not really gonna say a whole lot. We're just gonna jump right into this because I don't know really a whole lot about Crona. Venom, I am very familiar with, and I'm going with Venom just because that's the only one who I really know about. But you know, during the I can't talk. But maybe my prediction will change during the analysis. I don't know. But without any further ado, let's get right into this. And here we go.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by AT&T 5G.
We wanted to give a big shout out to AT&T for helping us throw a huge RTX this year. Without them, the show wouldn't have been possible.
Good for you guys.
AT&T's 5G network is now
I
available
didn't tune
nationwide.
into
Whether you're at
RTX.
home or on
You
the
guys
go,
did. Tell
you'll
me how it
enjoy
went.
coverage in more places.
Maybe
Plus, AT&T
I'll
doesn't make it complicated. 5G access is
tune into
included
the
in
next
all
one.
best
I
consumer
don't know.
limited plans
It all
at
depends
no
on what
extra cost.
happens
For more
next
information
year.
on AT&T 5G, visit att.com/5G.
All right, here we go.
It's always nice to have a best friend attached to your hip, like me and my shotgun leg.
But these two take their friends even further than that.
Venom, the lethal symbiote and Spider-Man's best frenemy.
And Crona, the
Frenemy.
deadly demon
You know, that's a
sword
good,
from Soul Eater.
He's
Good description about
Venom.
Venom.
Boomstick.
And it's
Don't
our
really know
job
what
to
side
analyze their
Venom's
weapons,
on
armor, and skills
at
to
the
find out
time.
who would win a death battle.
Poor Crona. I feel sorry.
At the beginning of time, in the faraway reaches of space, the Clintar rose from a living darkness. One of these amorphous symbiotes was Venom.
Who was a freaking loser?
Love that show.
Hey, don't
The
look at me,
animated
all
series
the
was
goof aliens
great.
were saying it. So they kicked the poor slime ball straight off the planet.
In its exile, the symbiote underwent a number of misadventures which firmly shaped its personality. It bonded to a heroic Kree soldier rescuing refugees, a violent monster who committed genocide, and apparently Deadpool.
Damn,
Hey.
no wonder Venom's so messed up in the head.
Eventually, the symbiote was discovered by Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
It gave him a pretty slick black suit and awesome new powers. But after finding out it was a confused raging
Diet,
psychopathic
chocolate,
alien, Pete decided
and brains,
to exercise
okay?
it with the power of Christian Rock.
A wise decision, although ill-timed,
Has
as this
8
event would
symbiote
cause the
children,
symbiote to
wow.
finally meet its greatest partner, Edward Brock.
I don't know
Eddie
Carnage.
was a
Who are the other
journalist with
7?
the unluckiest backstory
children?
ever. While trying to uncover the identity of a serial killer, he blamed the wrong guy. The same day he published his article, Spidey caught the real killer, who lived right next door to the dude Eddie blamed.
Long story short, Eddie was fired from his job, divorced by his wife, and disowned by his father.
Who already blamed Eddie for his wife dying in childbirth.
On top
Okay,
of
hold on.
all of
Man, that's rough, buddy.
that, Eddie learned he developed adrenal cancer, with only
Oh.
a few months left to live.
Man,
So not only-
the
wow, he
2020
got-
was rough. I almost don't blame him for
Like
becoming a super
5 right hooks at
With
once.
all hope lost,
Yikes.
he begged God to take it all away, and got an answer. The symbiote.
Just like Captain Planet, with their powers combined, these two losers became a super loser. Well, no, they actually became a horrifying monster with all of Spider-Man's powers and then some.
Their mutual
Yeah.
hatred of Spider-Man caused the symbiote to bond to Eddie like no host ever before. They were perfect, a terror in the night, an unstoppable demon. They were Venom.
It even cured Eddie's cancer.
Sort of, it's complicated.
Apart from Spider-Man's
know,
webbing
it's
and
probably
web crawling
like,
powers, Venom can use
Deadpool. He still
shape-shifting
has
to
the
mold his
cancer,
body into
but
cool doodads.
just keeps
Swords,
healing faster
shields,
than it could kill
tendrils,
him.
worm monster things, even wings. Yeah, imagine seeing this guy flying outside your window at night. Well, good luck sleeping ever again.
Yeah, that'd be
Venom can camouflage his entire
horrifying.
body, heal severe wounds like
Oh.
impalement and lost limbs, see all around him at once, and psychically project emotions onto others.
Normally, this just makes people feel sorry for themselves, like Wiz on Tinder. But one time he convinced a bunch of other
Oh,
symbiotes
burn.
that life was meaningless and they killed themselves. Shit, that's dark.
If desperate, the symbiote can even invade the bodies of others and make them burst from inside out.
Gross and awesome. But if he doesn't want to pop them like a fun balloon, he can just take over their body like a creepy puppet master.
While attached to a victim, Venom can control them by fusing.
Was this covered in the I feel like they left some of this stuff out in the previous death battle Venom was in against Bane. Hearing Venom being explained for the second time around, I am so glad these are only comic book characters and they're not real.
Using the symbiote to their nervous system, specifically the brainstem and frontal lobes. Fighting off this mind control is extremely difficult unless you have powers that can directly counter it, such as another symbiote.
Oh god, aliens, tentacles, and mind control? Are we sure this episode is rated E for everyone, or do we need to start blurring stuff?
Don't worry, aside from being a horrible mass murderer, Venom's stories are completely wholesome.
Right.
Venom proved a dangerous thorn in Spider-Man's side and frequently ruined his life. Even taking a page out of my favorite book, The Most Dangerous Game, and hunting him on a private island.
Yeah, he was the coolest rival ever, but over the years, things kinda calmed down a bit. They even teamed up every so often.
See, even with so much anger, Eddie had a legitimate desire to protect others. As a teenager stealing his dad's car, he accidentally ran over and killed a child. Despite his desire to confess, his father forced him to plead innocent and rigged the jury. The guilt has weighed him down ever since. So while Venom does have a hunger for human brains, he'd rather eat the face off a criminal than an innocent person.
Venom's as tough as they come. He's survived Ghost Rider's penance stare. He's strong enough to toss a tank hundreds of feet up, and fast enough to take down
hold
Spidey
on.
20.
How does one resist Ghost Rider's pendant stare? I mean, that's Ghost Rider's thing, is he punishes the guilty. I mean, that baffles me.
99, who once caught Mjolnir while it was moving 2,000 times the speed of sound.
Although Venom does not possess the spider sense that allows Parker to react in microseconds, he can still keep up with all the usual Spidey gallery. Plus, while symbiotes have a severe weakness to high-pitched sound and heat, he's developed resistances to them.
Like when he took this giant explosion, or when he survived a sonic scream from some mutant gremlins that shattered all glass within 10 miles.
While he may be tougher to take down than most other symbiotes, Venom never fully overcame his weaknesses. However, his symbiotic genes provide far more help than harm. This includes traits and memories from other hosts, like Scorpion and Flash Thompson.
Wait. Bullets are a genetic trait? How do I pass that down?
Venom would certainly need a lot of firepower to survive an encounter with the symbiote god.
Oh, geez, here we go.
At first, the Clintar symbiotes were seen as a peaceful people. But turns out they were actually living weapons forged by the primordial deity Null in an attempt to conquer the universe.
And I bet next up,
course.
Marvel decides they're magic maple syrup people from Asgardian IHOP. But okay, cosmic sludge made by alien Satan. Let's go with that.
Despite it all, Eddie and the symbiote have proven
good.
far more than the dark legacy the Clintar were intended for. They've even gained the respect of the Avengers and eventually considered Spider-Man a friend. Sort of. It's complicated.
Eddie really is the best pal Venom could have found. And let's be real, he just looks freaking badass.
See us everywhere, even in your
This is probably my favorite version of Venom right there.
In ancient times, a demonic being known as the Kishin ravaged humanity, nearly driving all mankind into the depths of madness. This monster could only be defeated and sealed away by the god of death.
So, why is the literal god of death so goofy looking? You ever seen Death Note? Hell, even Thanos' girlfriend is scarier than this clown.
If you are unfamiliar
True.
with the world
True.
of Soul Eater, prepare yourself.
I'm not.
It's different.
Well, not wanting a return of the apocalypse, Death and his oven mitts founded a school, Death Academy.
Here, warriors called Meisters would train to fight evil using the power of their souls.
But time out.
They even
Time
got
out.
neat demon.
Wouldn't death like that though? I mean, causing destruction and killing people. Is that usually like death's thing, or was it getting to the point where that creature was killing so many people that there was almost no more people to be killed? So death's like, okay, I gotta step in because if there's no more death, I won't have any more fun. Is that the story we're going with?
Weapons that doubled as people. Together, they learned courage, chivalry, unbreakable friendship. You know, all that anime crap.
Crona Gorgon was not one of these students.
Oh,
Buckle
boy.
up, it's all Gloomsville from here. Deal with it.
I don't think I know how to deal with this situation.
Throughout their childhood, Crona was abused by their mother, Medusa, a witch obsessed with the legendary Kishi.
You can see where this is going.
Oh,
Anime Uma
boy.
Thurman was such a fangirl, she figured, hey, why don't I make my own Kishin? So she used her child as a guinea pig in a bunch of crazy experiments. You know, it kind of sounds like something you do, Wiz.
Don't be silly, I only use actual guinea pigs. Part of Medusa's great experiment included bonding Crona to a weapon, much like the Meisters of Death Academy. However, joining with Ragnarok was a bit more literal.
Ragnarok used to be your run-of-the-mill transforming weapon person until Medusa melted him alive in black blood.
Black blood being another experiment of hers. Crona's own blood is, in fact, this same black blood, which they can remotely control. It can be used to heal wounds and even harden as a sort of internal armor.
Cooking rags in black blood turned him into a brand new
Poor
weapon
kid.
that was literally poured into Crona's bloodstream.
From that point on, Crona and
What?
Ragnarok were two halves of the same person. The meek and tortured child
I am utterly speechless. You know, is it okay that I want to smack Crona's mother? I mean, there's some words I want to say to describe her mother, but I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. F in the chat for Crona, guys.
firmly attached to their loud and brazen weapon.
And Raggy has that black blood control too. They can yank poor Crona around like a puppet. They can use black blood to create wings, thorny vines, all kinds of weapons, and big ass needles. Ugh, I hate needles. What's up with that mouth when he transforms into a sword? That thing's messed up.
Like the Meisters, Crona can wield their own soul in combat. Amplified by Ragnarok has a technique called scream resonance. Think of it like hooking an electric guitar up to an amp, though more akin to a screeching banshee on LSD.
I didn't know you play.
I don't. It's incredibly powerful, causing internal damage to foes and making Ragnarok vibrate to increase his cutting power. Hey, are you okay?
What?
With this weapon at their side, Crona set out on a quest to become a Kishi, which required quite a lot of homicide.
Yeah, Ragnarok can absorb the souls of dead people, and supposedly enough souls will turn Crona into the Kishin. So they went around slaughtering hundreds of people.
Despite their name, Death Academy wasn't exactly a fan, particularly their star student, Maka Alburn.
Don't worry, she and Crona ended up becoming good friends. Until they weren't. Sort of. It's complicated.
As a pawn in Medusa's mission,
Is
Crona
that
gained
the,
several levels of new potential.
is that the theme of
Notably,
this one?
After gaining or absorbing the powers of the monstrous Black
but
Cloud,
no.
the demon tool Brew, and even Ashura, the original Kishi.
All of which increased Crona's abilities, especially the black blood. Now Crona could turn their entire body into goop, and the slightest touch could inflict madness. That's madness with a capital M, by the way.
This madness is a corruptive effect that causes targeted variants of delusion or obsession, often spread as a wavelength. The wavelength of Crona's mad blood specifically causes violent psychosis.
Crona may be a pawn, but they're a badass. They can cut through a whole ghost ship. cover the moon with sound waves, open the moon's mouth? What the hell is wrong with that moon?
Crona and Ragnarok
Yeah.
have held their own against multiple Death Academy students, including Maka, Death the Kid, and Black Star.
Death the
Sometimes
Kid?
all at
Really?
once.
Kid once flew from Nevada to Egypt in less than a minute, and Black Star is even faster. He's dodged
Wow.
lasers and been tracked moving over 20 kilometers in 6 microseconds while approaching Baba Yaga Castle.
And Crona's been able to make enough mad blood to crush a whole goddamn Ukrainian city.
While this city isn't named, we can use a similar metropolitan area in Ukraine, Kiev, for instance. With this in mind, Crona must have created over 9 trillion tons of black blood, enough to fill over 6 billion Olympic swimming pools.
But Crona's
Oh.
a big leap from invincible. They've had their shit kicked in plenty of times, and their hardened black blood can only block so much.
Even then, Medusa's plan ultimately succeeded. After years of scheming, Crona absorbed the power of Ashura and became a Kishin.
Well, more like Kishin absorbed Crona, but close enough.
But with the power of friendship, Crona ironically wound up defeating the Kishin once and for all. Despite their life being nothing but destruction,
okay.
Crona was the one who ultimately saved the world.
With an added side effect of a new madness wavelength that made everyone obsessed with boobs. Truly a positive effect on people everywhere.
Just give up. I'm tired of trying to figure out how to deal with you.
Of course.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the
Anime.
data through all possibilities.
But first, instead of chewing on brains and souls, how about chewing on blue?
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
All right, we're
If
gonna pause right there. I am just completely in shock of Crona's life story. Her own mother experimented on her. She's like, oh hey, these things of mass destruction, they're awesome. I'm gonna turn my own kid into one, or at least attempt to. Not much catches me off guard or surprises me, but that. But anyway, prediction. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Crona for this one. I want Venom to win, but I don't know. I'm gonna give Crona this one, and quickly I just want to jump back to like the Venom, wanting to help people. Like, it would make sense though, because like I said, the symbiote inherits traits of those previous hosts. So like it had a heroic Kree soldier and Spider-Man. So those two personalities, who are good guys, in a way it kind of balances out the craziness from like that monster and Deadpool, which I don't look at. To be honest, I don't really think it helps balance it out that much. It's complicated. But I digress. So yeah, I'm giving this one to Crona, so let's get into it. It's time for a death battle! There we go. We're inside of a church.
Hello? I want to be alone.
Hey, pay attention, you turd. Aha, lucky day. 2 brains for the price of 1.
Fight!
I don't think I can handle this right now.
Oh. It's fitting.
It's ours.
Oh boy.
Dinner time.
I just want to say quickly that this death battle sword really fits October. Just the creepiness and spookiness level of all this. More creepy than spooky, but Man, it just really fits for October. I think they should have saved this for Halloween. Oh! Come on, Venom. I'm rooting for you, but I still think Crona's gonna win. Ow!
He's gone? What is he?
We are the ones hiding under your bed, teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
Oh, he knows poetry. Look at that. Oh, look out! Oh.
Your blood.
I know. It's black.
Oh boy.
Wake up, stupid!
This is just so disturbing. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
We are the darkness. We are your nightmare. We are Venom.
Oh, he's mad now.
I hate you.
Poor girl. Oh. Oh, sound. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Yep. Crona with the win.
Man, these symbiotes really need to stop picking fights with pink-haired anime characters. They're f***ing crazy.
Venom was certainly a tricky opponent. His shape-shifting camouflage and multitude of weapons kept Crona on guard. Unfortunately, Venom lacked the power needed to keep up a prolonged fight.
Yep.
Crona matching Black Star's speed makes for a pretty clear difference. Crona could reach Mach 9,000, while Venom only topped out around Mach 2,000.
And while Venom has shown incredible physical strength that puts Spider-Man to shame, he could never compete with 9 trillion tons of Mad Blood.
Which, by the way, that precise
True.
control of the Black Blood totally meant Crona could push out any of Venom's attempt at being a puppeteer.
And Crona's shown even greater feats of strength as well. Assuming all of the Moon's teeth are similar in size and stone, opening this jaw is equivalent to lifting over 10,000 tons.
Of course, the final nail in Eddie's coffin was the fact that half of Crona's arsenal was sound-based.
Yep.
Basically, Venom's kryptonite.
Somewhat. Recall that Venom did gain a notable resistance to sound attacks, so we needed to determine if Crona's sonic waves were great enough to effectively harm him.
You know those gremlins who shattered every window in 10 miles with a screech attack? The symbiote barely survived it, so that's a good high end to look at.
It takes at
Alright.
least 100 decibels to shatter glass normally.
Okay.
To cover that much distance, the combined sonic blast must have equaled about 244 decibels. In contrast, in order to engulf the moon, Crona's sonic waves must have reached over 275 decibels.
And yes, that's considering the weird size and shape of the moon. Ugh, just look at that freaky thing.
Sure,
Yeah, I'm gonna have
275
nightmares
doesn't seem
now.
that much more than 244, but decibels increase on a logarithmic rate. This means Crona's sound attack was actually over 1,000 times stronger.
Vinny
Yes,
for sure
sounds
wasn't
weird
surviving
like that.
Eddie and the symbiote
Not-
held
not
their
that
own with
sound
versatility, but
is
Crona
weird.
and
It-
Ragnarok had them beat in
There,
their
you
sonic
get what I'm
power,
saying.
blistering speed, and an arsenal that could take advantage of Venom's key weakness.
Looks like Venom just got Ragnaroked.
The winner is Crona.
Well done, Boomstick. I'll
Thanks
give you
for
that
watching
one.
this
Well
episode
done.
of Death Battle. Come back next week to see previews of our upcoming matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here, and you can always pick up some DB merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Cool. All right, who is it?
Attention, blue team! This is the
Oh
red team.
no.
We are here to destroy
Oh
I got a
no.
tank. People with tanks are never outnumbered.
What? Or seriously, you know, actually, I think that's a good idea to have red versus blue after a very dark, disturbing matchup like that. Having something light and funny. That's a good way to balance things out. Yeah. When it got to but so let's discuss this. So when it came to, you know, as the analysis progressed with Crona, I just knew, like, in my mind, in the back of my mind, I was processing like the speed feats and the strength, and yeah, I think subconsciously I knew Crona was gonna win. It's just I kind of forgot like all of the, you know, I'm trying to keep up with present information, but yet I'm trying to keep the information I just learned at the forefront. So it's trying to juggle all that information at once. But, oh, good grief. This battle was just creepy, but at the same time, it was entertaining at the same time. But, yeah. Well, my pick was correct, even though I wanted Venom to win. I went with Crona, which... So right now, I think my win streak is 2-1, I think? Or is it more? I don't know. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this episode, if you like today's video, make sure you hit that like button down there, subscribe, turn on notifications on next, and let me know in the comments below if there's any other type of content you want me to react to. And yeah, and you know, next time we see each other, we'll see who's winning, red or blue. I'm going with blue team. Peace.